Hey there, Western world. You happy now? You satisfied? You satiated? Did the over 40,000 Palestinian deaths on your plate fill you up to your heart's desire? Were the 17,000 Palestinian children palatable enough for your taste buds? Has this satisfied your taste for hate and racism? Did this genocidal buffet achieve all your gluttonous desires? No? You want more? Well, you're in luck, because here comes the last course, you grotesque, miserable pigs. Just as Hamas agreed to a ceasefire and a release of their beloved hostages that they never gave a single shit about, Israel rejected the ceasefire deal in order to execute the last phase of their ethnic cleansing. Not only were they already indiscriminately bombing the safe zone of Rafah during the negotiations of this deal, but they were also dropping bombs just as they dropped leaflets from the sky, ordering 1.5 million Palestinians, including 610,000 displaced, injured, diseased, and starving children in the safe zone of Rafah to evacuate to God knows where. There is nowhere left to evacuate. They dropped these dystopian leaflets as if they are a show of good faith, while they literally are dropping bombs in tent cities at the exact same time, so that the piece of shit Western media can report that Israel gave a population of 1.5 million people trapped in a space equivalent to an airport to evacuate to nowhere. All the while, Israel has raided and shut down Al Jazeera in Gaza, the only major news network able to share the truth to the world, thus resulting in the brave journalists and civilians on the ground in Gaza fearing for their lives, having to be our eyes and ears as they document the massacres for us to share to the world. And Israel has now officially begun their ground invasion, where they will quite literally walk the streets killing anything on sight, with tanks surrounding every single hospital and building, housing innocent civilians seeking refuge, waiting for the moment they walk outside to blast them to oblivion. Do you all understand the repercussions of this ground invasion? Every single video I've ever made, exposing each and every population affected by Israel's onslaught, which happens to be every single category of human: embryos, infants, toddlers, early school-aged children, teenagers, adults, elderly, disabled, all those with pre-existing conditions, and even the fucking dead, where they desecrate the cemeteries and steal dead bodies, has now come down to this. Every single category of human is now sheltered in Rafah, trying to survive in the last southernmost point that is literally walled off, to be slaughtered like herded sheep with nowhere to go. This invasion of Rafah means the closing of the Rafah crossing into Egypt, which is the only passage for everyone to exit Gaza. The closure of the Kerem Shalom crossing means the halt of humanitarian aid entering Gaza, which will catapult Gaza into the most severe famine of our entire lifetimes. It means all patients with life-threatening pre-existing conditions like kidney or cardiovascular diseases or cancer that require medicine or vital medical equipment will inevitably die. And that's aside from the literal mass graveyard Rafah is about to be from this indiscriminate bombing and ground invasion. And what can we do about it now? Nothing. We now will have front row seats to the live broadcast of the Rafah massacre, the last phase of Israel's ethnic cleansing of Gaza. This is the absolute red line, the last straw, even for Biden's genocidal ass, who deliberately said not to invade Rafah, yet not a peep from this old sack of shit and his complicit cronies. But I don't give a fuck about them anymore, because we already know they're currently under the table, satisfying Netanyahu as we speak, getting ready to provide that lubrication via weaponry that they so desperately need to fight an unarmed, dying population. It's the Arab leaders I'm looking at now. We all have been waiting for that last straw, which was the invasion of Rafah. Everyone said there is no way they will invade Rafah, as the UN said that it would be the most catastrophic humanitarian crisis to happen to a population in our modern history. But here we are. It is happening. Just in the past hour, I have seen children taking their last breaths, begging doctors and their parents to reattach their arms, children with their necks severed from their torsos, and their hands sticking out from the rubble. This is just in the last hour. And you abhorrent little cowards are sitting there watching with popcorn in hand. Yes, I'm speaking to you, Sisi, Bin Salman, Abdullah, Mikati, Al-Assad, Rashid, Al-Nahyan, and the rest of you useless blood money receptacles. We have officially reached the last straw, and no action from you. Nothing. You might as well just sit there while they destroy our holiest Al-Aqsa Mosque, or Mecca for that matter. You're watching them spit on every single Arab on this earth, while they laugh and taunt you at the same time. You're all disgraces. You're all shams. You're all cowards. You're all khaybin. You're all khayneen. You're all dajjalin. You're all il-kharar brijri. I have never been more serious in my life. We are all about to witness the most gruesome, horrific images coming out of Rafah. And we're going to make you see it all. Because not one fucking slaughtered life will go in vain. On my life and everything I hold dear, I will not let one single one of these murders go in vain by being silent or losing any energy for the cause. And I'm here to tell you, neither should you. In fact, I need you to be louder and more disruptive than you've ever been, because every single man, woman, and child, dead or alive, are counting on you now. You let this shit go and stay silent at this point, then you're allowing this to happen to anyone else on earth, including you. And when the time comes where you are directly affected and you reach out your hand to me, I'm gonna walk away with my hands up in the air for you to fend for yourself. Because I will never forgive, and I will never forget this, for as long as I live and breathe. As many of you know, I'm currently being censored completely, with no ability to collaborate with my peers on anything, nor am I able to even like posts or follow anyone. Like many of my peers, Meta is actively and strategically attempting to tie my hands and muzzle me in the most critical juncture of our history, which has been the expose of our Western world corruption. But I will not be silent, and I will not shut up. But I also do need your help in getting this message to the masses in any and every way possible, because there's only so much I can do and only so much reach I have alone. You are now our army of informants, and we need you more than ever. Please, I am begging you. Peace and love, and may God help all those in Rafah.